Okay, today I'm going to show you how to score. I have an oval shaped loaf, but it's the same basic rules for a bowl shaped as well. So I've just taken this banneton out of the fridge, and I've got some parchment paper here and my bread line, or lane, I don't know how you want to say it. So when I put my dough in here last night, I kept seam side up, so the smooth side from shaping is down on the bottom of my banneton basket, and I just kind of flip it onto the parchment paper. At this point, if you wanted to score for design, you would add more flour on top. I usually keep it pretty simple. So I'm going to take a nice sharp blade, and I want to make a quick smooth motion across the dough. And the reason we're doing this is to give your bread a place to expand when it's baking. So underneath this outer layer, I can see air bubbles, and then I might just finish off the score on the edges. You can see kind of like layers beneath this top layer. So I will turn the camera to show that. So here you can see the bubbles underneath, and where the dough is kind of like splitting. And again, we just cut it so that the dough has a very specific place to expand while it's baking. You can actually see here it's pulling in a little bit, so I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm just gonna cut it a little bit more, and then it will look more uniform on both sides. And then I'm gonna put this into my pan that is preheating in the oven, and I'll show you that next. So my oven's been preheating at 450 with my pan inside with the lid on. So I'm gonna take it out. It's getting harder with this baby belly. I try to do it quick so that the oven doesn't lose a lot of heat. So I'm gonna remove the lid, place my dough on the pan, replace the lid, and put it back in the oven. So that's going to bake for 25 minutes with the cover on, and then I will remove the cover and bake it a little bit longer so that the outside can brown. So my banneton basket that had my dough in, I just reuse this cover. So I usually rinse it and hang on the little knob to dry. And then I leave this up so that the liner can dry, and I don't want to trap moisture in the bamboo. So I just kind of leave this out on the counter until it's all dried up, and then I put it back. So the only thing that's ever on here is flour and the dough, and the water that it absorbs. So I haven't had any issues with keeping this clean. The first few times I did try to rinse it with hot water, but that seemed to make more of a process. So allowing the flour to kind of coat up on here helps my dough to come out easily when it's time to score and bake. So here I'm just going to take the lid off and let it bake for another 10 to 12 minutes. It's always fun to see if your dough has a good ear at that point. And then after I put it in for 12 minutes. When the time's up, you just take it off, and you want to get the bread off of the parchment paper so that the bottom can dry. Wait 1 hour before slicing into it, and then you get to enjoy.